Good morning. All right, let's start out with a review. Let's look at yesterday. So yesterday, I did take a trade. Now, from where I left off, I started off with a loss, and then I got another loss. And then yesterday, I just took the 1-to-1. And let's go over my entry. Let's see where I entered yesterday. Okay, so this is where I took the loss. And this was like after, I believe this was Sunday evening. And I liked what I saw here from the projections of the 6 and the 10 EMA. Unfortunately, there was also a divergence of the MACD of the MNQ when it got to this point. But I thought, I'd still stay in it, but it wasn't the right decision. And it came back and it took me out. So the next trade I was looking at was this one here. This was my entry. And I got out for the 1-to-1 right here. In order for me to get the 2-to-1, I would have had to hold it through this zone, which became a support zone. I'll talk about this highlighted area afterwards and why it mattered. Maybe not right at that point, but afterwards. But yeah, took the entry here, stopped out here, got the 1-to-1. So I'm still down 1. And then we moved up here, 2-to-1, 3, 4. So 5-to-1 return yesterday had you gotten in at this point. And I believe this was off a pullback. Now earlier, there was this zone that developed, and I chose not to draw this out, and that was a mistake. Instinctively, just draw the zones out which you think a demand zone would be. Because the price has come down here, and at that same point, because I looked at this area on the 5-minute, I thought to myself, should I draw that zone out? And I switched back to this chart, and price started moving. It got down here, and I thought to myself, this could be discount, and it was discount. And I thought of putting an entry here, but I didn't. So the return could have been even bigger had I realized that, but it was too late by then. I waited for a pullback off the MNQ, and that's when I took the entry long here. So it just goes to show you, if you believe that that's an area to draw out the zone, draw it out. Now this zone here, if I can go back, yes, it was this area right here. Switch to the 5-minute here. This is the area I believe that I should have drawn out, and I missed it. So, oh sorry, no, that's the sorry, that was the first area. This is the second area. Yes, so let me go to the 15-minute. That second zone was drawn off the 15-minute. Yes, so this other zone here, this is why it matters. So once price starts retracing, I'm generally looking for a bearish candle somewhere in here or somewhere in the move up. And we had a stall right here. So this is the area that I drew out. And as you notice, price came down here. And then I got the support and it pushed back up. I think this would have given you a 4-to-1 return all the way to 4 p.m. So keep that in mind. If you're not seeing something off the 5-minute, which I did not see before I left for work yesterday. So by the way, yeah, I traded before I went to work. So this is something I probably would have drawn off the 5-minute, this area. This area definitely it breaks through, so you gotta look at your next area, which would have been down here. So I did extend this area. Right here. So this is the new zone. Right. Now everything that I've drawn today I haven't drawn out onto this chart. It's only on my other chart that I have it drawn out on. Let's see what the 15-minute holds for today. I think this level broke, so it's not holding currently. Possible areas right here. This is definitely a zone I'd be looking at if price does come down. And worst case scenario, we're looking at anywhere, maybe even at this spot, at this level here. I think would definitely go down to this area here. And of course, this is the low of day from yesterday. So, oh yes, so we opened up the week with a gap right here, this zone here. Actually, here, I'll just copy this to make it easier. So this gap here has not filled, right? So at any point in time, not to say it's going to happen today, could happen tomorrow, could happen Friday or the following week. This area would, or chance of it being filled, I usually think 50% that this gets filled. There have been times where it's only filled 50%, and other times it's actually filled 100% of the way. And you'll either get a continuation down, or you get a bounce off this area and price will move back up. But that's something I'll be also looking for. Not to say it's going to happen today. Like I said, it can happen anytime throughout the week. Okay, so that zone's gone. So we're getting close to open. Now this morning, you could take this entry if you were up at 536, right? 607 is an entry. 5-to-1 return. Had you taken that? This was an area of interest for me, but I chose not to. And this gives you 2-to-1 return. There was volume in here. These candles are definitely moving. There wasn't any news. But yeah, this would definitely be an entry you can take. Like I said, sometimes it'll work, sometimes it won't. Even though it's pre-market, it's still the same setup. Don't let that scare you from taking a setup. I know there are other traders out there that only trade pre-market because New York open at 9:30, it's just too volatile for them. So you gotta pick times that work out for you and go with it. For myself, I'll trade the open. The setup's there, I'll go for it as long as I can catch it. My setup is the setup. Let's see if this zone holds. If it is, then I'm going to assume this is discount, and we can get a push off of 218.75. Yeah, so if 187.50 is discount, then this is the area I'm going to look at. If not, then maybe 218.75 is the discount, and 250 is where I'm going to take price to go long. Most of the time when price makes a new high, which it has this morning, other traders will tell you that, you know, price will start moving down, but you know, you can never believe that that's what price will do, because price will go up higher. But if you're caught in that mindset, then you're going to get trapped. So you just have to be aware. Just because it's made a new high doesn't mean price is going to go down. This candle back here, I want to say it's close to an engulfing candle too, which is a signal, right, for an entry. So you can get 3 to 1 if that's what you saw. So I could have had an order waiting. So once again, I'm currently down 600. I'm looking for possibly a 2 to 1 or maybe just a 1 to 1 to get back to even. Or I might look for a long shot to get maybe a 1 to 3 or 1 to 4 return, which would be nice. Just to let everyone know, I might stop streaming for a while after tomorrow, and maybe I'll come back to it sometime next month. I'll definitely give people an update in terms of what's happening and whether or not I got payouts. But yeah, that's kind of the direction I'll be heading in. Market is open. Maybe it just goes straight down. I don't know by the looks of it. This zone is definitely a zone I'll be targeting. So this is this morning's low. See if this is, see if 62.50 is discount, or will it be 93.75? Get a sell order ready. Okay, I do have a sell order. Thinking it can come down to this area here. I do have a pullback. I gotta be careful. Obviously, I drew out this zone off the 5-minute. If I take this order, I'm looking for probably a 2-to-1. Unless I don't like what I'm seeing here, then I'm gonna take this order off. This could be discount though, 125 for push up. See if sellers step in to push this price lower. If not, then 125 is discount. Probably look for an entry at 187. That's if I'm going off this zone here. I still have my order in place. I don't know if I left this spot to go short still. Like I would have preferred the immediate push down, right? Right now, buyers are still in control. On my MNQ, sellers are in control. I think I'm going to take off the order. And I'm going to target this area lower. I'll target 62.50. I mean, this can literally just blow all the way through though, right? So be aware of that. Am I going to regret it? No. So the zone is gone. So now we're starting to go sideways. We needed to pick a direction. don't think the zone's going to hold up either. Let's see if this is another pullback. All right, there's a pullback off the MNQ. So see if price takes me in. Take off the markers. Wonder if it'll go lower. The zone is gone. Now I may look for another entry back in. So this earlier entry would have been great. I chose to take it off. Would have given me the 2-to-1. That's just how it goes. So right now, currently I believe I'm break even, or I'm slightly below, just by $25. Let's see if this zone holds up. I could look for a long position. If this zone holds up, I could target 93.75 for a long position. This Holmes breaks, we're going even lower. I'm hesitating in terms of taking a shot here. If I miss this area, 93.75, I could look at 125. But let's see what happens with this zone. I wonder if we get somewhat of a fake out down to 31.25 and then come back up to 62.50 and then start pushing back up. Or is it going to start heading all the way down here? Right? That's a possibility. Like there have been times where price just literally just went straight down. So you won't get those pullbacks. Or if they are, they're there's smaller pullbacks, and it'll just keep on going down. I'm looking for any divergence too off the MACD. Okay, so this zone is probably invalid as well, so I'll wait and see. So currently, right now, price has made new highs, and yes, it kept on going down. Right? So whoever was in that trade for shorts, congratulations. However, for myself, I gotta see what happens with these other zones. Okay, I'm gonna take off my order. Okay, so if it continues down to this level, I'm gonna take out this zone. We get to this level here. I believe my entry is here, so it could have held to here, but once again, I was keen on this level, so I didn't want to hold. This could be just another continuation down. Now I had to take that initial entry here, 3 to 1. Oh well. Now we're looking for the next trade, the next setup. Let's see if anything's shown off the 5 minutes. Or this is the 15, sorry. Let's go to the 5. Yeah, don't be afraid to switch. Go to switching charts. This zone's gone. Okay, so we're continuing to go down. So this will probably be the target, I'm guessing. Let's have something off the 15. Oh, it's the same target. Okay, so this zone is also gone. I'm just gonna draw out these zones just to give me an idea of what price was doing, where it held and where it didn't. This one I won't even keep on. Actually, I'll wait this zone out. So yeah, you could have taken another entry here or even an entry right here. So this has probably been the first time in a while where price has made a new high and just continued downwards. So you're gonna get those days. Today's one of those days, but it hasn't happened since we've made new highs. Like if it did retrace, it was maybe halfway and then we'd get the push back up. Remove this zone. Wow, that would have been a really nice return. 5 to 1. At this point, I don't want to guess where bottom is. Wherever I have my zones are, that's where I assume where bottom is. And this is getting very close to yesterday's low of day. Or was that yesterday? No, sorry. Yesterday's low of day is further down here. It's all the way down here. This would be the first zone for support. This was the extension that I drew out. Now, had this been the engulfing candle, then you could probably look for an entry. But when I have this kind of setup, not too sure. See if we get a rejection here to push lower. Right now, sellers are in control. I could anticipate another move down. Look for another short. Right now, I'm getting a rejection off the 50 MA for the MNQ. That could be a signal that price is still moving down. An entry here is a possibility. I mean, this is a nice rejection, right? Like if you're going off of this rejection, then this is a good entry. Even if it comes up and it takes you out, this is like a textbook type of entry. However, that being said, probably an entry right here would have been good at 3,000 or 30,000, right? However, if you're going off the pullback, then your entry's here at 968.75. Okay, so let's see this. Let's see if this target holds up, or this demand area holds up. This is where they got the bounce at 11 almost 12 yesterday. Oh, I guess it gives you the 1-to-1 had you been in that entry. Yep, it gives you the 1-to-1. If you want to go lower, you would have to hold. One thing that worried me somewhat is divergence. I haven't seen any. I'm seeing it off the MNQ. There is divergence off the MNQ. Yeah, because if I look back to the zone too, right? Like, I mean, I've done it before. I've moved my stop loss to at least break even. This is one of the scenarios where it would have played out. And there are times you have to take those chances, right? Just move your stop loss to break even, and keep on tracking as price moves down. Okay, so this could be, oops, I'm just going to get rid of this for now. Pull this back. Draw out another one. Maybe price gets support off here. Oh, there is divergence too. Like, it's like you have to see it quick enough. So what I'm looking for on the MACD here is that blue line. I believe the blue line represents price, right? So now we have opposing directions. And you, as soon as this candle was done, you have to look at it immediately and look back to see where where price is coming from, and you'll notice right away the difference. But once again, right, it's down to those details. Now I gotta see if there's any zones that I have missed. This is the 15. I want to see the 5 minute. This area here could be a rejection area too, right? Off the 15 minute. So keep that in mind. Okay, let's see. Yeah. I might go to the 2 minute. This candle's massive. So this is why I'll go down to the 2 minutes. I want to use the word usable. Or manageable, so candle's more manageable, the zone's more manageable. So if I were to look off so this would be an area of interest right up here for the 5 minute. I'll go and see if I see anything off the 15. So this is the 2 minute, sorry. That's the 2 minute. I'll go to the 5 minute again. Okay, so yeah, so this zone would be an area I'd be interested in for a rejection, a possible rejection if price does come back up. Or, once again, the zone here, like I said, supposed to be a support zone. That demand zone can easily become a resistance zone. So let me extend this area, see what price does. And I'll go down to the 2 minute and I'll add the other zone. So this will be at the 2 minute. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at. Let's pull this back a wee bit here. So yeah, so I didn't have anything. I just missed this area, like literally. Like I can go back and check the 15 minute in terms of the zone, and the 15 minute may actually show you that it actually hit a lot sooner than later. But once again, let's see what price does. Obviously, in a perfect world, price comes in, hits 625, 906 and a quarter, and then pushes back up. That's what a perfect world would look like, but that's not what happened. So right now, I want to say sellers are still in control, even though we got the push up here. And we get a rejection off the 50. Now price is retracing. So unless it makes a higher low at some point here, and buyers are coming back in, but other than that, sellers are in control still. Now price comes back into this 2 minute zone. I think the 5 minute would have been like all the way up here. Like it would still actually be in that zone. This is the 2 minute. See if price holds at 968.75. We're getting rejection right off this demand zone. See if buyers come back in to try and push it up. Price does come back up here. For me, like I said, generally I like the reaction right here, right away. When I get these reactions, it makes me a little uncomfortable in taking a long position here, right? So sometimes I'll actually take an entry, other times I won't. Price could get a rejection off the 80 MA and then actually start coming back down. So if you're taking that entry, be cautious. If you're looking at taking a long position right at 62.50, which is a possibility. So yeah, left quite a bit on the table because I didn't take this earlier entry, but that's okay. I got the 1-to-1. Would have been nice to get the 2-to-1. So it just goes to show you, even though I have these zones drawn out, they don't always work out. And you have to be prepared for a price to go even lower or higher, depending on you're looking for longs. Another rejection off the 50. There's no news today that I'm aware of. There is tomorrow at 8:30. Chances are I won't be trading that. So right now we're in the 2-minute zone and we're getting a bounce off of 30,000. Now if price comes back down and it starts going sideways, I can assume that price will hold at 68.75 and go higher. That's what I'm anticipating if price does come back down to this area. And if I'm wrong, it's gonna break through and probably target this first zone. getting higher lows. Here's a pullback. Price breaks up here. Looking for some support around here. So around this last swing high. Looking for support for the swing high or this swing high. Let's see what happens at the ADMA right now. I could look for an entry here, to be honest, because off this pullback, and I'm liking these higher lows that I'm seeing. Kind of too late now, but that's what I would be looking for, right? If you're making a case to enter. Had you enter here, you would have been taken out right there. So right now we're above the 0 for the MACD, and this is where I'd be looking for buys. If you got stopped out, you can make another entry here, right? At 93.75, take another entry there. That's if price comes back up. Let's take a quick look at the 5-minute. Next zone would be up here. Be looking at this candle. Whoops. Right now it's hard to say which direction it's going. Let's see if we get any movement within the next 20 minutes or so. If not, I'm gonna call it a day. Oh, that came out of nowhere there. Okay, well, so this area didn't hold up. So then again, it can still go up though, right? Even though we got this quick move down, we can still be seeing higher lows with a push up. I do have a pullback off the MNQ, which I could target for short. My entry would probably be 3,000 for short. Let's see if we get a pullback off. Is it just gonna go straight through? Now this is the 2-minute zone. When it comes to these zones, I'm kind of 50-50 on them. I'm really not that keen on it. The times it's worked out, it's been minimal. Yeah, if we break through, I'm definitely looking at this zone here. Anytime price moves back to the 1580s, that's a zone that gives you another entry to go short. Not quite the pullback. It is. So this would have been an entry off the MNQ at 3,000. wonder if this zone could be discount, like 3,000. Could look for shorts at 980, 968.75. Price were to come back. Had you taken this short position, you're still alive, technically. It would have been taken out right there. I mean, this is like a really great candle too. This was an engulfing candle. The price didn't follow through. Buyers came back in and pushed it back up. But this is a great candle to see. If you're going for the short, it just didn't work out. Okay, so this could be discount 3,000 or 30,000. Look at an entry at here, 62.50, possibly go long. But I don't know, we're still in this zone here. It's making me hesitate. I gotta break out of here. price comes back down to here again, I mean, could look like I'd taken a short. Getting an engulfing candle right there. I mean, what are the chances where you get back-to-back engulfing candles and price is still moving up? I don't think I've backed us to see if that's happened before, but I mean, there's always that chance. Yeah, so I don't know what the odds are of getting back-to-back engulfing candles this close together. I mean, we have an engulfing one here too for a long position, but to get one that's close together and not continue down, I don't know what the odds of that are. Currently seeing higher lows. I mean, you can connect it with this here as well. Waiting for the breakout. I thought this could have been the move down, so we had a strong impulsive move right here. This would be a short position again, right? I don't think it's gonna hold. Should move lower. Even though I know it's at 30,000, maybe the discounted area. So that's how you gotta look at it from both sides. You can't be right all the time. You make the decision and you live with it. Once again, if you're taking a position and it goes against you, put on some text and write why you took that position and what were you seeing at that moment in time. This way, when you come up to something similar, you'll understand as to what may happen again or may not, and it'll go your way, right? It's 50-50. So rejection off the swing low would be great to push price even lower. Let's see if we get a pullback here. If we do, I might look at a position to go lower at 968.75. Looking at the MNQ to see if I'm seeing anything there as well. Sellers are still in control. I don't know if this zone's going to hold up, this 2-minute zone, 2-minute demand zone. So there was a pullback, but not, it's too quick off the MNQ. I know this is the next zone, and if it breaks through this zone, I'm just not going to take any trade. Okay, so that gets you there, your 1-to-1. You're taking a loss here, right? Your entry's back here to go short. Gives you the 1-to-1. See if this area holds 968.75. I did say I'd be interested in a short if I got a pullback. Give myself some breathing room here. You always want to give yourself some breathing room, because if you saw back here that impulsive move, you never know when it's going to happen. I'd like to see a clean pullback here. I want to see a clean pullback to go short. I do have to be looking for any divergence. That could still be a divergence from back here, right? Yeah, like that should have been my entry right there. If not sure, don't take the entry. So close to filling the 1-to-1. If people recall me out of the trade where I missed that 2-to-1, that's somewhat, or that's what happened. Sometimes you're like 2 ticks away and it pulls back on you. So yeah, that gives you the 1-to-1. So I missed the opportunity here. Now we're looking at this first level. I've got to pull out the shorts at this point. My position. Because at this point I'm looking for longs. But ever heard you don't want to go against the trend? It's been like this for a while now. Since this point, you came back up here, got the rejection off of this zone, which was a demand zone. Or like I said, that could become a supply zone and push price lower, which it did. Okay, I'm looking at discount at 906.25. I'm gonna look for any engulfing candle. I have a buy order ready. If this is discount, or this is okay, so this zone is gone. And like I said, that 2-minute, I know it says it's 50-50. I look at it as, I probably look at more as 90-10, 90% thinking it's not going to hold. So not so much 50-50 as I said earlier. Okay, see if we're going to get an engulfing candle here at all. I still do have divergence back here, so it could play into it as well. Or once again, the zone is invalid and it goes all the way through. Yeah, once again, that would have been a good entry. 2-to-1. If price breaks through, I'll take off my order. And I think I'm going to call it a day. So once again, an opportunity here. I didn't take it. Had I taken this one and got stopped out, I would have held for 2 to 1 with this entry. This would have been actually my stop, or my take profit, sorry. Many times I'll look for the 2 to 1 return to make up for the loss, and make back and get a 1 to 1 in profit. Though there are other times where I will just take the 1 to 1 back and call it a day. Okay, so I didn't see any engulfing candle. So in this scenario, I'd like for a pullback in order for me to take an entry long. I currently do have, or we do have, divergence from back here right now. That's what I'm seeing. So that means price is gonna rebound and push back up? Not necessarily, or at least not to the zone I like to. Like back up here would just be, I know I've said this so many times, and like in a perfect world, price would push back up here, and probably 60 or 70%, that's what's happened. This is a nice candle. Let's see if we can get a pullback. So this would be discount. See if we can get a pullback, maybe an entry here at 68.75 possibly. This is from yesterday, that continuation that I drew out. And when these zones get taken out, it creates doubt too, right? Like, even when price came down to this level, I'm like, maybe, possibly. And that's something else you're gonna have to work through. Creates a pullback, comes up here, takes me out. I may take another entry long up here. So I'm already anticipating what I'm gonna do if I get stopped out. Just like back here, right? I said if I'd gotten stopped out here, price comes back here, I'm taking an entry to go short. So you want to think as far ahead as possible. And just plan ahead. Okay, so right now I'm not getting a clean pullback. So let's see where this candle finishes. I'd like to see it pull back further to this area. Let's see if we see anything off the 5 minute. Yeah, so the zone gets taken out. Oh, that was the 2 minute zone. This is the 5 minute zone here. This is why I didn't want to draw out that 5 minute zone. Like, that's too much. But yeah, if we get a push here, you could draw out the zone. If we get a push up here, see if it holds. If it doesn't, then yeah, it's gonna head back down. So this zone right now, let's see if we get the pullback. See if buyers come in anywhere here. We want a higher low to form. Oh, so much for that zone. So, yes, I believe this. I want to say it's invalid, but I'm gonna wait because that could be a fake off the 5 minute and then come back up. Now, in terms of taking a long position here, it's making me hesitate. Let's see. "46 seconds on this 5 minute candle." Yeah, this discount could be 906 and a quarter, like I said earlier. Possibly look for an entry here if this is the pullback. Possibly target 68.75 for a long position. Now, price goes against me. Once again, I would write down that I targeted this area as being an area of discount to go long, right? And I had this pullback to justify my position. Price could come up, take me out, come back down literally to this level at 906 and a quarter, and then push back up again. So there's that scenario that can play out. I have divergence off the MNQ and I have divergence off the NQ. So those are my confluences right now for the entry. Price gets to there. I'd like to target this area here. The worst case scenario, price gets to this 50 EMA, rejects and then pushes lower. Oh, I won't be a fan of that, but I know that's a possible case. Be nice to see this candle recede back up here and give me an inverted candle or hammer candle, sorry. I'm gonna move my stop loss to break even. Hopefully we get that push without price coming back. The 2-to-1 would be great. If it takes me out in this position, then I'm calling it a day. So. So we get some buyers to come in. Price does get to this level, I might move my TP even higher. Right, like the scenario playing out. I like for at least to get up to this point here, either this point or even up to this level, right? Either one of these levels, because that'll be at least 50% of the way there, right? This would probably be 50% from my entry. So I'd like to think that I could make 50% of the way. It's making me think of closing it out as well. Like, if I'm not sure, just close it out and take the profits. So now I'm trailing it. I don't want to give it back. Or I could move it halfway. Okay, so took me out. Yeah, like, I mean, I could have kept my stop loss probably at break even right here, or even, like I said, maybe 50% of the way between 968 and a quarter and 30,000. Like I said earlier, sometimes you gotta move your stop loss to break even and just see how far price will go, right? So this could actually be an area to look at if price does come back down. Let's go to the... Okay, so this area is broken through. So this candle is the candle I'd be targeting. This red candle here. So let's go to the 5-minute. Pull this one all the way back. Oh, actually, I'll target this green candle here. Okay, so this might actually play out where it could come back up to here, but once again, you just never know, right? Like it was so close to taking me out. Had I stayed in there, right, it would have been around here. So price could come back up, get support off this swing high, retest this swing high, and then push up even higher. Like those are the scenarios that you gotta play out or play through your mind, and so you can envision what price can do if you're choosing to stay in the trade. The best case scenario versus the worst case would have just been break even. And yeah, you would have left a little over 1.5 there. Yes, when I pointed out this divergence earlier, like that's, like if that's the area you're going off with, the entry's right here, right at 937.5. I mean, this scenario plays out that I think will happen. I mean, it sucks, but at the end of the day, you just move on to the next trade again, right? And it's not like I'm itching to get back in it either. So what, I took 2 trades today. I make back what I lost, and I went into profit 1-to-1. Yeah, now it's playing out. So yeah, tomorrow's another day. And like I said, tomorrow will be my last day trading live. For the time being, I'm going to take a break and possibly come back trading live in sometime during June. Maybe not June, maybe July. And if not, I'll just do an updated video. So with that being said, I'm going to call it a day. I'll see everybody back here tomorrow morning. Goodbye.